Can the running back surpass 2,500 yards this season from the shadow of the passing game? You got to start to kind of do some numbers crunching because there's only so many possessions to gain yards and points and all that, because this offense should be off the charts. But Tony, what do you think about 2,500 yards in the rushing game?
Yeah, I think that's very doable. I would be pretty surprised if you don't see Mayan Williams and Travion Henderson combined for 2,000 between the two of them. Does that mean Evan Pryor has to get the last 500? The 2018 team rushed for 2,400 yards, and they couldn't run the ball all that well. And I think what you need is the 14 games or the 15 games would certainly help. Last year they didn't 2,300 yards in 13 games. They would have gotten there obviously with that 14th game. So yeah, I think they're going to be a better running team this year. For one, Travion Henderson's a year older, a year better, a year more experienced. Mayan Williams is still just as good as ever, probably obviously should say better than ever. And Evan Pryor growing into his role. So I think I think 2,500 is a fair number. And does it just have to be the running backs? Then maybe it's 2,400. But I think you're going to see some good stuff from the running backs. And they do want to establish the run. That makes the passing that much easier. And let's not forget, we all expect the passing game to be great, but you lose Garrett Wilson, you lose Chris Olave. It's okay if you take a little bit of a step back in the passing game.
Yeah, I think 2,500 is a safe bet again. You look at CJ Stroud, who had net minus 20 yards right there. Kyle McCord had net minus 16. There wasn't necessarily a case of, all right, Garrett Wilson had 76 rushing yards, but there weren't a lot of guys that had any sort of numbers that were not running backs. They were just shy of 5,000 passing yards. They've talked about wanting to see a little bit more balance. That doesn't necessarily mean when we talk about balance and, you would have Urban Meyer who wanted 250 and 250 running and passing. Well, days of 500 yards of total offense, a little bit behind us at this point. So maybe 300 might be a little bit more realistic at that point. It's not. I think when you talk about the balance, it's a number of runs called versus a number of throws, more so than saying, well, we're a little bit ahead on the passing. We need 75 more rushing yards. No, that's not necessarily. Well, we dialed that run up to go exactly 17 yards. So it doesn't work that way. But I think 2,500 is very doable with a year older Travion Henderson. And then, obviously with Mayan Williams and then whatever they get out of everybody else there.
We didn't get to see a lot of the running game on Saturday. We didn't get to see the inside drill and how much they work on running game. The defense did a pretty good job when they did try to run the ball, stacking things up. And Henderson, I don't recall if he even ran the ball at all the entire time we were there. So I don't know what to make of that, but I think that what I was told when we were sitting there afterwards, one of the graduate assistants came by and just kind of off the cuff said that Travion Henderson can still play football. Maybe that was just a nod before we got there. He did some amazing things. I don't know, but so I'm looking for him to have a pretty good year, maybe in that 12 to 1,500 range. And I think Mayan Williams is also going to be right up there in the high, 800, 900 range maybe. And then Evan Pryor, to me, has got the ability to do anything he wants to do. I think he's got just some innate ability as well. And so I'm interested in seeing when he mixes in what it looks like. And, if he gets in there late in games, there's no reason why he can't pluck off 50 or 60 yards, in a late game assignment. So to me, I think they've got plenty of guys that can handle it. Crowley may come back from injury and finally make an impact as well. And then, will they involve some of the receivers in the running game? We watch them take end-around handoffs quite a bit. So maybe they're going to incorporate some of that in what they're doing as well. But I don't think they're going to have any problem running the football. And I know I don't think CJ Stroud's going to be too involved in that either.
I just want to address a couple of things here in the comments. A dog named Brutus saying, please, Day, is it committed to not running the ball? Maybe Day isn't committed to running the ball. Day has been the OC since 2017. In the 3 years that Ryan Day has been the head coach, Ohio State has led the Big Ten in rushing in 2 of those years, his first 2 years, by a wide margin, like over 30 yards the first year, over 50 yards the second year. Last year, obviously, didn't go as planned in the running game, but they were able to throw the ball. And then to address Sad Buckeye again, laughing at the thought of Ohio State putting up 500 yards of total offense a game. Maybe he has revealed himself as a Michigan fan at this point, because 500 yards of total offense for Michigan is very rare. But for Ohio State, they've been averaging over 500 yards of total offense for, about the last 6 or 7 seasons. As I'm just scrolling through here to find the last time they didn't, it was 2016 was the last time they were under 500 yards of total offense a game, and they were at 459. And so you see, basically since Ryan Day has come along, the yardage is pretty significant, and the offense has been pretty good.
And those total offensive numbers are a huge indicator. They certainly tell us a lot. But Travion Henderson, 3rd and 2 the first drive of the second half against Michigan? Is that what they ran it 3 consecutive times, and they gained a little bit of yardage, and they were in position there, while Hassan Haskins on the other side. I don't even know if they got the 3rd down in the second half, but he kept converting those. So convert those against the good teams.